What's up, my man, Rebuild Warriors? My name is David. Welcome to episode 10 of the Giants Rebuild. As you can see, the last episode, episode 9, we finished with winning the most, I don't know if it was the most, but it was a pretty improbable Super Bowl. One I did not see coming, one where we shed three really good players, traded off a bunch of other players we'd been building over the years, got picks, traded for other lesser overall players than the players we did start with. So we were like, rebuilt half the team and somehow had one of our best seasons ever, which ended in a Super Bowl. We did not cross the yardage mark for our running back, and now, as you can see, he's down to an 85 acceleration. He's starting to regress. He's at like 29 years old, and we'll see where we go from there. So let's get back into it.
All right, so looking at the 2033 season recap, we are the NFL Super Bowl champions, 31-17 over the Cincinnati Bengals. The halfback, Rashard Carter, is your Super Bowl MVP. And as you know, Mike Kafka was the coach of the year. Rashard Carter was the offensive player of the year, and that's about it. Well, as you look at free agency recap, not much. Jaden Daniels ended up going to the Cardinals. Sewell went to the Steelers. Will Anderson went to the Cowboys, but we're worried about what we did, and we just signed some backups. Steve Drummond, receiving back we had last year, he came back. Backup offensive lineman Earl Perman and Cade Nails. Great name, just a so-so backup, but he's back with us. All right, well, here we are at pick 4 in round 2, and every quarterback is pretty much on the board. Wasn't expecting this. We're between the Scrambler and Aaron Martin here, I think. Actually, no, it's Dan Sherman. He's strong arm. He's got 25 strength. He's probably got the best arm here. So we're between those two guys, the fastest guy and the strongest guy. Number 6 in true value, we got him at 36. Wasn't planning on doing this, but Cam Ward's coming up to the end of his career. And, I don't know if we're going to take this rebuild any further, but if we do, we got Dan Sherman, a former high school pitcher. And he's got an arm here. Hidden development, 79 strength, 97 throw power. Let's go. All right, well, we're going to send our first next year, our 5th this year, and a 5th next year to get the second pick of the Seattle Seahawks, to pick right after we just picked in the second round to get a safety. We got our first round pick next year, I think, already, so we got really good value. So we're going to trade our next year's first for another safety. That's a round one talent. Taylor Clifford, number 10 in true value. We got him at 37. A great move there. He's a 6'2", 200-pound, 21 years old, zone archetype, strong safety, 90 speed, 91 jump, 88 change of direction, 90 agility, 90 acceleration, 64 strength, hidden development. Let's go. All right, we're at pick 313, and we really need a middle linebacker, 2, but I don't think this guy's going to be here later in the draft. Timmy Colbert. A, ball carrier vision. A, break tackle. B, carry. He's 5'11", 231. He ran a 4.38 and a 4.32. A guy that big with that much speed, I can't pass up on him. He could be the future. He could be another running back if I continue this rebuild. Number 8 in true value, we got him at 77. Hidden development, 92 speed, 89 acceleration, 80 strength, 90 agility, only 80 change of direction, but that was a good pick right there. All right, so we're going to double up on picks here. We're going to trade for the very next pick with the Colts, we're going to take their third this year, their fourth next year, and we're going to send our second next year and our fifth this year. There you go. So we got to get that middle linebacker we need. All right, well, at pick 314, we're going to take Dwight Abbott, 5'11", 223 at a Penn State. He's a pass coverage back, which we can move in scheme to our middle linebacker. He's got elite acceleration, agility, great change of direction, good jump, elite speed, decent strength. He ran a 4.47 at his pro day. We'll take him. All right, he's only number 91 in true value. We drafted him at 78. A little bit of a reach. 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 89 change of 89 agility, 76 change of direction, 69 strength. A little undersized. He probably plays safety too, but he's 21 years old. We'll build him up into a good middle linebacker too. All right, well, we're at pick 32 of the fourth round, and we got a round 1 through 2 talent left on the board here. Lynn Hodgins, he's only 194, 5'10", but we can't pass up on a guy like this. He's 21 years old. Best value left on the board. Let's take him. Number 43 in true value, we got about 128. Hidden development, 92 speed, 93 acceleration, 89 agility, 90 change of direction, 61 strength. I'll take that all day long. All right, well, I'm going to take the bait here on this guy. John McMillan, 6'8", 249. And when you look at him, I mean, he's got the great acceleration, elite agility, great change of direction, great jump, great speed, great strength. He's probably like a 61 overall, but number 411 in true value. Drafted him at 192. Former basketball player. He's got a hidden development, 83 speed, 88 acceleration, 74 strength. You know he's butt sauce, but we'll take him. We'll build him up. Hopefully that's like a superstar development, so he builds faster. All right, look at the draft recap. Dan Sherman, hidden development, 76 overall player. He's only a star. Taylor Clifford, he's only a star, but he's 76 overall. Timmy Colbert, he's 76 overall, star development. Timmy Abbott's not even a star, but he's fast. Lynn Hodgins, he's also a hidden development star. And so is John McMillan. So no superstars or anything like that, but pretty good overalls from these first 5 players. And John McMillan will go up pretty fast at being a 58. It can only go up. Look at the rest of the draft. Well, a really low overall draft. We passed up on. We thought about trading up for Eric Zan, and yeah, he was the type of slot tight end we really wanted. But it is what it is. I mean, well, last draft it was like almost 10 players were up in the 80s, and no one is even a 79. So a little bit of a butt sauce draft here. Of course, the Bills get another good player, and so do the Cardinals, who have been good in this rebuild, I believe. Round 1, well, that goes to number 30th pick, the tight end. Round 2, Cecil Dupree, the right tackle, went 2-11. Round 3, TJ Clifford goes to the Bills. The rich just get richer. Plus, the Ravens get Tyrone Sanders, bringing up the rear there. We won round 4 with Lynn Hodgins. I'll take that. And we passed up on Justin Rainey. Darn it. Well, we didn't kind of pass up on him. We were thinking about taking him in round 3. Darn. Round 5, Justin Horne. Horne? He's only 87 speed, though. 72 overall. Round 6, wide receiver Philip Roth. And round 7, Luke Charlton, linebacker. He was someone I was looking at in the later rounds, but it's all right. We don't need him.
Welcome to the 2034 season. We're an 86 overall team, an 88 on offense, and 85 on defense. Let's take a look at the roster. Everyone's kind of aging out here. Cam Ward, 9 years in the league. He's a 94 overall superstar. And then we have the X Factor, Rashard Carter. He's a 95 overall, but look, he's down to an 85 acceleration. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not an 85 acceleration quarterback or running back can get it done here. He still has 92 speed, but oh man, 85 acceleration. And that's with a coaching boost of like +3. Solomon Turner's still here. Jamie Crosby, Alex Bautista, Brett Rogers, and the rookie Lynn Hodgins. We have Steve Alvarez, who's still here. He's an 85. We were able to pick back up Joe Hawkinson, more of a blocking tight end more than anything. The O-line, all above 80, which is really good. And then, of course, the center, Robert Pearman. Pearman is 92 overall. And then Alan Baker, this is probably his last year here. Tyleak Williams still holding on. He's a 92 overall, but he's only an 83 speed, 84 acceleration. I believe his acceleration was much higher than that. I think it was as high as like 88 or 89. Still a rush DN as well. So is Deion Walker, who's a 91 overall. Still got his wheels. Still good acceleration. Felix Smith, he's like 29 years old, 8 years in the league, backed up by some nice players here. So we got depth still, but just no one like besides those two ends that are really that much of a standout. Larry Hammond, he's building up, but very slowly. He's a 78 overall. Franklin Clements is the starter with the rookie Dwight Abbott, 71 overall, backing up, but he is 89 speed and 90 acceleration. Bo Hopkins is still ascending, but he's an 84 overall. Doesn't really rush the pass rusher. Montrell Cloud and Dean Stevens and Emmett Hughes, 80 overalls. But hey, man, we won a Super Bowl with these guys, so it is what it is. Daniel Morris is an 80. Ahmad Charles is an 80. Julian Hackett is an 82 overall with Charles backing him up. And then when we go down here to the sub linebackers, we have Julian Hackett, the safety, 5'9", 215, 92 speed and 87 acceleration as our sub linebacker. And then Daniel Morris is 5'9", 224 with 89 speed and 89 acceleration in the slot. So there you go. We are in run and shoot scheme. I did see more yards out of that doing some tests, and we did strategize to run outside. So let's see how that goes in the first game of the season. We get the win 27-24. Let's check out the stats. Cam Ward, 228 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns. Rashard Carter, 11 carries, 110 yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. 6 broken tackles for 54 yards. So, I don't know. Seems to be doing pretty good to me. Interesting to see how we last for the season with that. Deion Walker and Tyleak Williams combined for 5 sacks, which is incredible. No interceptions. So a good start to the season. Let's see if we can keep it going, and we'll see you halfway. All right, we are 8 games into the season, and we are 8-0, 86 overall, 88 on offense, 85 on defense, number 1 in points, 7th in pass yards, 4th in rush yards. At one point, we were averaging like 140 yards a game, 20th in points allowed, 12th in pass yards against, and 1st in rush yards against, going against a really good team that, number-wise, they got a lot of greens, but they're only a 4-5 team, so they're a pretty decent team. Looking at the stats, Cam Ward, 2,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, a passer rating of 121.5. Rashard Carter still getting it done, 131 carries, 629 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, 28 broken tackles. He was at like 5.6 yards a carry. I'm trying to get that back up. Jamie Crosby, 50 catches, 818 yards, 9 receiving touchdowns, and Alex Bautista,
He's 45 catches, 451 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. And then defensively, Daniel Morris is leading our team in sacks. Tyliak Williams has 9.5 sacks, and Dayon Walker has 8.5, and Felix Smith has 4 sacks. We got 2 interceptions for Julian Hackett and 2 interceptions for Montrell Cloud. So looking pretty good here. Midway through the season, I would like to see the yards get up for a running back, but hey, an 85 acceleration running back still getting it done this late in his career. So let's keep it going. Almost forgot to go over the contracts. We have Rashard Carter, who's up for a deal, 29 years old at X Factor. I don't know about resigning him, but we might. Channing Russo, the left tackle, needs to be re-signed. Julian Hackett needs to be re-signed. I don't know about Joe Hawkinson, probably not. Dean Stevens, he needs to be re-signed. Our middle linebacker, Franklin Commence, needs to be re-signed. Definitely not our backup. Halfback, Cade Nails, probably not. Who knows about these backup guys, but let's try to sign someone here. I mean, they're playing so well, I don't want to re-sign anybody, to be honest with you. Julian Hackett, we'll give him a 7-year deal. Awesome. All right, we got him locked up. Julian Hackett. Before it gets any worse. Keep him here. 5 years, $40 million. Perfect. Dean Stevens. We'll give him 6 years, $36 million. Perfect. Still gives us $58 million to play with. Our middle linebacker. We'll see if we can get him at 5 years, $40 million. All right, we'll give him a little more after that. To the 2034 playoffs. We are 13-4, an 88 overall team with an 89 overall offense and 88 overall defense, 7th in points, 14th in pass yards, 2nd in rush yards, 6th in points against, 24th in pass yards against, and 2nd in defensive rush yards against. How about that? We got the first round bye. It's been very important for us to advance to the Super Bowl with getting the first round bye. This has been a really good team. Haven't taken too many steps back with losing talent over the years. Dallas came in second. We got the Z, which is the first round bye. Good to see. Let's look at the stats. Cam Ward, 4,000 yards passing, 27 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 238 yards a game, a 113.4 passer rating. Rashard Carter, 275 attempts, 1,339 yards rushing with 4.9 yards a carry, 18 rushing touchdowns, 61 broken tackles, 241 yards after contact. He played all 17 games at the age of 29 with an 85 acceleration. Pretty good. Receiving, Jamie Crosby, 101 receptions, 1,500 yards, 15 receiving touchdowns, 569 yards after contact. Alex Bautista had 92 catches for 884 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Brett Rogers had 49 catches for 558 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns, and Steve Alvarez had 58 receptions for 475 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. Rashard Carter also had over 300 yards receiving, so good for him. Defensively, Daniel Morris led our team in 98 tackles. Good to see. He had 6 tackles for loss, a half a sack, and an interception. Dayon Walker had 16 sacks. Tyliak Williams had 12. Felix Smith had 8. And that was pretty much it for us. As picks, Julian Hackett had 3. Cloud had 3. And a bunch of 2s. Let's look at our team total for sacks. I wonder what it is. Do you think we went over 50? I don't think we did. 47 with 14 interceptions. A step back for us. Patriots had 57 sacks. Lions had 52. Falcons had 51. And there we are at 47. And we're top 3 in interceptions, so that's good to see. Let's go back and take a look at your leaders for stats. Stephen Douglas had 4,500 yards passing for the Colts. The Chargers. Wes McIntosh had 4,400 yards passing for the Jags, taking over for T-Law there. And he also led the league in touchdowns. I mean, they're probably still in the Chiefs playbook. Rushing wise, Rashard Carter led the league still in rushing. Good to see. Tony Aikens right behind him. Akeem Gray, Aaron Shorts, and Gabe Hemsley. And he's also the leader in touchdowns. So you can't ask for more. Oh, right. Paul Meadows, the Amon-Ra St. Brown replacement, had 126 catches, 1,600 yards receiving, and 13 receiving touchdowns. Amon-Ra still had 115 catches for 1,400 yards and 12 receiving touchdowns. Luke Richards, probably in the slot for the Colts, a good spot there. He had 105 catches, 1,400 yards, and 17 touchdowns. And then we had Jamie Crosby with 101 catches, 1,500 yards, and 15 touchdowns. The leader in touchdowns, Ladd McConkey. Ladd's still going strong. So how about that? Looking at the defense, Donald McKinney had 126 tackles. Monton Jr. had 124. Wow. Does McKinney have a... No, he's a normal dev. So there you go. There's that. But tackles for loss. Chauncey Montgomery and Aaron Wiggins. I think Aaron Wiggins definitely has a dev. Yes, he is an X factor. Momentum shift, unfakeable, ripper, and recuperation. There's that ripper. How about sacks? Who's our sack leader here? Jack Sawyer back in the lead for sacks. Antone Bennett had 19. Aaron Wiggins had 18. Oh, they got quite a pair there. Luke Benson, the corner, had 6 interceptions along with Pat Garland. So what's Luke Benson got? He's got superstar. His abilities are flat zone, short route knockout, and bench press. That short route or that flat zone seems to do pretty well. How about Pat Garland? Just a star. All right, well, there you go. There's the stats. That's who's the leaders. Let's advance to the next round. So here we are in the division round of the playoffs. Of course, we're taking on the Detroit Lions, who have 2 defensive ends in a 3-4 playbook that are 4-3 defensive ends, but are pass rushers, and they have probably one of the best wide receivers stat-wise from this year, but that's all they got. Like you can see, 27th in points, 24th in rush yards. They don't even have a guy that went over 600 yards rushing. 31st in rush yards, 7th points against. It's just they're not great. So we're home. We're against a dome team. I expect victory here, even though we're taking on some really good pass rushers. So let's advance together and see if we get it done. And we don't. Oh man. All right, I did not see that coming. Oh, how did we lose? Cam Ward, 316 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. Rashard Carter sucked. I mean, we only rushed the ball with him 8 times. I mean, our team's been way better than this. I can't believe how bad this is. Ahmad Charles had a sack, and Felix Smith and Daniel Morris, look at all these half sacks. What do the Lions do? Aiden Hutchinson had 2, and they had an interception. I mean, the turnover was the difference of the game. That's beat. That's absolutely beat. Well, we'll see where we go from here. Not good. I wonder if Rashard Carter has one more year in him. If he does, well, maybe we'll see you then. If not, it's probably a good time for this rebuild to be, wrapping up here. Even though we have plenty of players to take it to the next season and keep rebuilding a rebuild within a rebuild within a rebuild. But just never could cross that mark of even 1,700 yards rushing. It just didn't happen. But we'll keep trying to find ways and to improve and do it better next time. Probably the next rebuild I'm doing will be with the Saints. I'm just waiting for the draft class that I use to be updated with the combine results. So once that's updated, I'll start grinding on that and we'll go from there. So anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.